we are back again. So I'm going to talk you through the startup. First thing you want to check is unnecessary switches off, including, well, unnecessary, but generator, horn avionics off. Sling is now on because I just tested it before I turned the video on. Turn on the battery, I already did. And then you do the screen does a little bit of test. And basically check collective locked, cyclic locked, idle detent, hydraulics on. This one is engine starting selector is off. Collective is clear on the other side. Pedals are clear. Cyclic is clear on the other side. Turn on the fuel pump, wait for 30 seconds. I call that 30 seconds. Torque N1 and total temp increase. Rotor starts turning with 425 on the NG or N1. Oil pressure increasing. Temperature on the oil is still hot from the shutdown. Stabilized. That's going to stay stable at about a little over 600 until N1 gets up to idle, which is 67-ish. Plus minus 1%. Maybe 68 today. 68% idle. Close the guard on the starting selector. Adjust the cyclic to center. Generator on, avionics on, fuel pressure off, pitot on, secondary radio on. I'm going to turn into local frequency on my main radio, and then secondary radio, which I use for my ground operator or task specialist on the secondary radio. And I choose to talk on the secondary radio, and I can listen to both COM 1 and 2. That's COM 1 and that's COM 2. This one, we're going to turn off the radar altimeter warning, and we're going to inhibit when she starts screaming when we get too close to terrain. Very useful when we're flying Sling. Okay. The window is a bit hot today. Sling window is open and clear. Close the door. Just do a double check. A bit messy in the back. Nothing's hanging out the door. Do radio check with COM. Or COM check with the ground operator. Radio check.
Ja.
Det piper, jeg hørte deg i hvert fall.
Var det bedre her, vel?
Det var mye bedre. Alright. So I skipped the accumulator test and hydraulics test. We do that on only on the first one. Warning lights. I also did before the video started, but alright. So adjust my seat position a little bit. Collective is clear still. Free range down. Lift off slowly. Sloped landing. Nothing problematic. We have the wind straight ahead. It's 21 meters today, or for this mission. Cyclic friction on this one is a little fucky because it sticks front right. And there are some cars on this road, so we're just gonna have to check on every crossing, but we don't overflight cars. Vil du bare med å sjekke litt etter biler når jeg løfter? I know I got a car straight ahead now.
Kommer 2 over nå.
do a little turn. Very short rounds. So let's see how much I get to talk on this one. We're downwind. We have very little fuel. Not very little, but we have 40% of fuel. So 600 kilos.
Klarer sikkert før den neste kommer der.
So this is our guy. Wind from the left now, it feels like. Gotta adjust the camera on the next trip, don't worry. Sling's released, and don't worry about crossing the road with no load underneath. With regards to traffic, that's only with underslung load. So I got another car coming up. I'm not gonna check behind me just yet. Alright, this is a bit longer, and I have a car parked right in to the back now.
Der hænger det jo fast. Vi må ta det når det ikke er biler i hvert fall. Det er ingen nedover.
No cars below.
De to strøene skruene på ene siden er løsnet, men så håper de henger på begge sider. Og jeg kommer ene til en motorsykkel, men du kommer vel gjerne over før den.
Clear of the road. Yeah, he was talking about one of the pieces of wood being looking a bit loose. It might have come loose, so we just did it really nice and easy. Fucking cyclic, super annoying. Overshot a little bit. It's gonna come over your feet. Right is clear. Motorcycle has stopped. We are over the road. Start our approach. A little bit of sling. Oh, forgot to turn the camera down. free. Bunch of cars coming up. One, two, three, four. Then a single one. So this motorcyclist thought it was a good idea to stop in the middle of the road while there's a huge parking lot literally right in front of him.
En motorsykkel og en bil.
Stupid guy. Fucking car.
Så den går der.
Everybody slows down to see. He needs to watch himself. I know this guy is moving flying a lot for this guy, but be careful when releasing the hook and then pulling. Even if it's unloaded, it might still jut out to one side, enough to give you a little headache at least. Train of cars is passing. I'm turning downwind here, which is not ideal, but I get to see the cars. The white one was the last one, so going up behind that, it should be clear.
Då är det klart där.
Quite dynamic, but it's a few things to keep in mind while flying. One car, see a few cars coming down. We're coming up the road down from down there. So this one looks like I might have to wait a little bit. Oh, Jesus, Lord Almighty Christ. Still feeling a little bit tense. Haven't flown in a long while, but I haven't flown in
En liten pause, kommer in i bilen och får gärna vänta på den.
Got one more car coming. He passes underneath. too fast. Stop a little bit. Be careful with the release, especially when you step that close. I forgot to, well, I didn't forget to, I just counted the slings before I started, just because I knew there was going to be a lot of very short rounds and cars and waiting and a lot of stuff going on. So also here I'm using a torque turn to get me turned towards the left. Turning me this way towards the left, and then the wind from the right. The wind from the right kind of stops it a little bit, and then when I'm down, when I'll have enough speed that I can just use decrease power a little bit, gain a little bit more airspeed, and then use my pedals to correct my heading. Got a few cars coming from my right. So just be wary of that when I go get the next sling. Looks clear from down there. Up here we have a truck and a few cars. They should also be no factor now. Six slings left. That means I'm a little over halfway. One car, torque turn, gain airspeed, decrease power, not use pedals.
Kommer röda från nästa bil.
Road is clear. From the left. That looks clear ahead. So now I might just do a quick one and just lift it up to the right towards the delivery point straight away. But before we cross the road, I have to check to the right. Right is clear. We are across the road. I hear what he said. Wind's trying to turn me around now, so I'm gonna let it. Let the wind do its thing. We are now headwind. Unloaded, hook free. 1, 2 cars coming from the right now. Crossing the road.
En par biler på vei opp. Det er dit. Så jeg kjører forbi.
That fucking latch. Oh my god. This is how you waste money. To move it 15 centimeters. Looks prettier, but completely useless. Car coming from the front. Overshooting the line. Car in the back. He wants to fucking pull in.
Bil bak deg. Jeg bare gidder å se at de må flytte seg litt. De får passere hvis de står rett over der jeg pleier å gjøre. Ja, de står der med roen. Det går greit, eller? Ja da, det går fint, ja.
From the left, far down the road. Clear right. Again. Move your feet. Move your feet. Clear front. Clear right. Clear the road. Bit of a torque slash wind turn. Last bag waiting for us. 4 cars coming. Did not check behind me, so we're gonna do a left turn out. Last one. Three cars, one slow car. picked up a little bit. So it gets a little bit heavier to turn downwind. It's 1, 2, and third one stopped. Was there only 2? Can't remember. So now we're going to remember to bring the slings that we used for the first 2 or 3 loads. So now I'll get some practice moving into my blind zone, which I don't really like to do. I got you, boy. I see it, I see it, I see it. It's coming. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4. Alrighty. We have loads, so check that the road is clear. Clear left and right. Watch the top of your head, boy. Fucking hit landing here. You never do it smoothly. Alright. I might as well put the shutdown. So, wait for 30 seconds. While we wait, that's for the engine temp to cool down. We shut off all the unnecessary equipment. I just dropped a line. Sling can now go off. And pitot, we don't need that anymore. $69. LOL. 68. So temperature's decreasing. Shut it off. I use a little bit of a left pedal for our shutdowns, just generator off, just out of habit when it's icy. So that you don't get the torque turn on ice when you're shut down or startup. So yeah, same as before. Gonna wait until it hits about 100, and then we can apply the brake. That is about 100. Full brake. Flight report comes on 70. There we go. And then release the brake before it stops completely. Release. That's a nice smooth stop. Empty the accumulator and the tail. There you go. That's it.